I'm Mohammed Samir, one of a team of business migration professionals at WWICS. Today, we are gonna discuss the investment opportunities in Europe, specifically in Portugal. Before we start, I would like to thank all of you on behalf of WWICS group for joining our webinar today and spare your precious time to join our informative session today. So before we talk about the programs, let me just brief you about WWICS and what kind of services that I will give you a brief about the investment program categories. And today also will be with us Mr. Kushan from Abu Dhabi branch. He will also brief us about the residencies by investment programs. And Mr. Naveed from Sharjah branch, he will also take us through the details of the program in Portugal. Also, our team, our professional team is here with us. Mr. Wakar, he is our of WWICS group. He's also will be taking with us the FAQs. If you have any questions, we'll have an answer session after the informative session. So kindly unmute yourself and we'll go through the presentation together. So as I mentioned, before we start, I will just brief you about our organization. What is WWICS exactly, and what kind of services that we are giving. So WWICS it stands for Worldwide Immigration Services. Is one of the world's largest immigration group, established in 1993 with 32 offices around the globe. We have a track record of more than 100,000 successful cases, and also we are qualified professionals like licensed migration practitioners, ICCRC members, and financial advisors as well. Our programs are not only limited for investment category, we also cover end-to-end services for permanent residency under skilled worker category and work permits and family sponsorship, student study permits, and etc. etc. We have over 800 employees in our firm dedicatedly working to serve our clients. Also, apart from citizenship by investment, WWICS has diversified into real estate, hospitality, sports, healthcare, and education sector as well. Coming to the investment program categories that I mentioned that I will brief you about it. We have like three categories from the investment and investment programs. The first one is citizenship by investment, and the second one is residency by investment. Third one is business migration. Just 1 second. Okay. So coming to the first category, which is citizenship by investment. In this category, the programs allow an investor and his family to obtain a legal citizenship and a passport of a particular country when a significant investment has been made to this country. And the investment can be made either in a real estate, capital investment, or a donation to the government. And in this category, the most highlighted benefit in this category that you can obtain a legal citizenship along with a citizenship certificate within just 4 to 5 months without living in this country, without having any further commitment with the country. And this passport will allow you to travel to 140 countries around the globe. So the second category is a residency by investment, which we will talk today about one of these programs, which is Portugal. So in this program, this type of programs will allow an investor and his family to obtain a residency permit when a significant investment has been made to a particular country. The investment can be made either on real estate or a business capital investment that contributes toward the economic growth of the country. The most highlighted thing also about this category that this is the first step to get a European passport. So, and also this type of residences will allow you to access to the full social security benefits like education, like medical insurance. So the third category, which is the business migration. The business migration programs allows foreigner entrepreneurs or investors to obtain a residency permit for them and their families where a significant investment has been made to a particular country. But in this category, the investment should be made either in a startup or joint ventures or existing business with a commitment of job creation to contribute to the government, the economic growth of this country. So the most highlighted benefit about this category that the business migration is the best option for a resettlement program if the applicant is looking somewhere. So this is one of the good options also, where you will invest in a country and you get a residency with a full social benefits access. So why to choose a residency by investment, or why do you choose this option specifically? So residency by investment is a great choice to live in another country and enjoy a wide range of benefits of the country concerned without denouncing your citizenship. Also, becoming a lawful resident of another country gives you an access to an excellent free education and healthcare system, as these countries, most of them in Europe, so the education is really excellent and the healthcare system as well. So in Europe, residency can be obtained by investing in a real estate, which can earn rental income on this property, which is, we call it always solid asset, so it can generate annual income for you. So after that, the residency permit can be obtained for a lifetime with a 0 to minimum stay requirement. It depends which country you will choose. And a residency permit also can be revoked at any point if the visa conditions are not met. The last thing, which is most of the residencies program are the pathway to citizenship, as I mentioned previously. So which countries that offer citizenship and residency program in Europe? So citizenship programs in Europe, the countries like Cyprus, Malta, Moldova, Montenegro, the 4 of them are offering a direct citizenship through an investment where you are investing a sufficient amount of money and you're getting a direct passport. So we are talking about timeline from 6 to 8 months maximum. You get a European passport in your hand. The second category, which is residencies program, the countries like Portugal, Malta, Spain, Greece, Bulgaria, and Cyprus. These 6 countries are offering the same program, which is residency by investment through an investment in real estate. Today we are gonna talk in details about Portugal. So now I briefed all of you about the investment programs. So I will hand over the mic to my colleague, Mr. Kushan. He will take us through some details about the investment programs in Europe. So Kushan, Mr. Kushan.
Thank you very much, Samir. A very good evening to all. So talking specifically, yeah, yes, I can hear you. Can you hear me? Hello?
Yes, Kushan, we all can hear you. You can maximize your presentation, make it fully, and
Sure.
You can go ahead.
Very good evening to all. Once again, my name is Kushan Banerjee, and I am one of the business managers here working for WWICS group of companies. To start off with, Portuguese Golden Resident Visa Program, they started way back in 2012. Now, ever since the program started, this has been the most favorite among investors, specifically keeping in mind the flexibility and the benefits of the program, right? Before I get into the details of the program, I want to talk about Portugal as a country in general. Now, Portugal is obviously one of the countries located within the European Union territory. It's bordering Spain, wherein the capital of Portugal is Lisbon, and the currency is, of course, euros. The total population of Portugal is approximately around 10.28 million, wherein the GDP of the country is approximately around $240 billion. The key economic drivers for Portugal as a country, or rather, I would say the industries which are doing the best in Portugal is real estate. Sorry, is tourism as well as textile. Now, in terms of the program, how it is designed is that you have to invest in a property worth either 280,000 euros or 350,000 euros or 500,000 euros. The common factor between the 350 is that both are 30 years old refurbished property. The 280,000 worth property is located on the outskirts of the city, wherein the 350,000 euros worth property is located in and around the city center area, say, for example, city center area of Lisbon, wherein the 500,000 euros worth property can be any property, any age, anywhere in Portugal. You have the option to select from. Now, the best part about this particular program is that obviously the mode of investment is real estate. Now, the benefits of the program as such is that, I mean, Portugal or the program of Portugal gives you, or rather gives the investors a leverage to continue what they are doing wherever they are. So obviously, when I'm talking about real estate investors, they are all high net worth individuals. Either they are having a job, or they are doing a very high profile job, or having their own business, wherein it is sometimes becoming very difficult for them to move to a new country altogether straight away. Okay, so what they do is, I mean, the program has given you the option to continue what you're doing, just a residency. You have to be in Portugal for 35 days in 5 years, which means 7 days you have to stay in Portugal in the first year. In the next 2 years, 14 days, which is 1/4. And in the last 2 years, which is in the 4th and 5th year, you have to stay for another 14 days, which means 7 plus 14 plus 14, 35 days in 5 years, just to maintain the residency in case you are not able to shift. Okay, in case if you're not able to move to Portugal. Now, if you are moving to Portugal, nothing better than that. I mean, you are entitled for all the benefits inside Portugal, all the socioeconomic benefits when it comes to free schooling, free medicals for the full family inside Portugal. At the end of the 5th year, you are eligible to apply for the passport. Okay. Now, once you have the passport in your hand, you will have visa-free travel to approximately 183 countries worldwide. Okay, which of course includes the whole European Union, and other than that, you have also got visa-free countries to visa-free travel to around 183 countries, which includes the US and Canada as well. Last but not the least, just in case, I mean, once you have the passport in your hand, you want to go ahead and anywhere else in Europe. Okay, so for example, you want to go ahead and stay in Germany or in Italy or any of the other European Union countries, you are entitled to stay, you can stay, and you get the benefits of that country. So a Portuguese passport will open your doors for the whole of Europe rather than just Portugal as such. Before you apply for the passport, there are again just a couple of things which you need to address. First of all, they will look into the factor that you have not sold your investment, okay, which is whether it's 80,000 euros worth property, whether it's a 350,000 euros worth property, whether it's a 500,000 euros worth property. You cannot sell your investment before 5 years, at least before the time you apply for the citizenship. And secondly, you are staying, if not you have settled, or if not you have moved permanently to Portugal, then at least you have stayed there for 35 days in 5 years. And third is a very basic level language test. Now, the language test again is very easy and straightforward. It's a multiple choice language test, which means they give you a question and they give you 3 different options. You just need to take the correct one. And once you pass the exam, you are entitled to get the citizenship. Now, this is more or less how the program is designed. When it comes to the eligibility, I will say a couple of things. Like I mentioned earlier, the investment required is between 280,000 euros and it goes until 500,000 euros, which means 280,000 euros worth property, or 350,000 euros worth property, or 500,000 euros worth property. There are no restrictions as such on nationalities who can apply for the program. Any and every nationality is welcome. There is no minimum education required, which means that the primary applicant does not need to have a bare minimum graduation degree or a diploma degree or anything of that. Minimum education required as such. The primary applicant must be bare minimum 21 years and above. Like I said, you have to maintain the investment for a minimum period of 5 years, after which you are able to go ahead and sell your investment. Children up to the age of 18 years, who are dependent children up till the age of 18 years, automatically come into the application, wherein both primary applicant as well as spouse's parents can also be part of the application, as long as they are above 65 years old. Any and every children that an application has got who are above 18 years old, they have to have dependency proofs, and then they can be part of the same application as well. And obviously, last but not the least, should not hold any serious criminal or money laundering history in the past, and any serious medical issues in the past. Like I said, the program highlights and benefits. Again, I would like to just say a couple of things. The minimum stay required on the first year is 7 days. The second and the third year, you have to stay 14. In the fourth and fifth year, again, you have to stay for 14 days. Now, this 14 days, whether you want to go there once and make it 14 days, or whether you want to go there 5 times and make it 14 days, completely up to you. Like I said, Portugal Golden Visa allows visa-free access to the Schengen area during your first 5 years. So it's not just that you are only eligible to travel to Portugal. You have the whole Schengen area visa-free travel during the first 5 years. Citizenship eligibility in 5 years, like I said, at the end of 5 years, you are eligible to apply for citizenship as long as you address 3 things. I'll repeat again. That is the minimum stay of 35 days in 5 years. You have not sold your investment, and the language test, which is very basic. The processing is really fast. From the day we start your application till the time you get the golden resident visa card in your hand, that is for the full family, is approximately between 4 to 6 months. Now, I would just talk about the process outline, how the process outline is designed, and what are the various steps that you have to follow in order to reach or in order to get the golden resident visa card. To start off with, we will be going ahead and doing a consultation wherein we would help you select the particular program or the real estate investment that you are typically looking at. We will be going ahead doing a due diligence. Post the due diligence and the world check, we would help you on finalization of the project. Post the finalization of the project, we help you in your file preparation as well as documentation checklist preparation, and finally compiling everything and submitting it to the lawyer. Post that, there is a visit embassy of, you visit the embassy of Portugal for authentication of the required documents. You do the transfer of the investment along with the applicable fee, which I would just come in a while. Application submission for the Golden Resident Visa program is done. After that, you need to travel to Portugal along with your family for the biometrics. This time you have to travel with the full family for the biometrics. Once the biometrics are done, you receive the Golden Resident Visa. And obviously, the 10th and the 11th stage comes after 5 years, wherein you apply for permanent residency after 5 years, or you have the option to apply for citizenship after 5 years as well, wherein apply for citizenship after a permanent residence or later. Right. And like I said earlier, there are basically three kinds of properties. There are three different investment types. One is a 500,000 euros worth property. One is a 350,000 euros worth property. And the third option is 280,000 euros worth property. Now, the 280,000 euros worth property, our facilitators or the developers have given us a fantastic offer, wherein the 280,000 euros worth property, once you put the money investment, the complete 280,000 euros comes back to you after 7 years, which means you put 280, the complete 280 comes back to you after 7 years. You do not get 279, you do not get 281. Alongside this return, which is guaranteed, which is also called a buyback guarantee, mentioned in the contract, in the sales and purchase agreement by the developer or by the facilitator, you're also getting a yearly return on investment of up to 4% every year for 5 years, which is again guaranteed and mentioned in the contract. So if I do the calculation, it would, if you all can look into the calculation, it says the legal fee, to start off with, there is a legal fee of 20,500 euros. And after that, there is the real estate investment fee, which is, real estate investment amount of 280,000 euros. Post that, the three categories, which is transfer tax, stamp tax, notary fees, deed and registration, notary fee for adult money. These are property related costs. And the third section is the government analysis fee, the government analysis fee for dependents, and government application fee, which is also called the Golden Resident Visa card fee. So in your first year, the total expense, including the legal fee, the property cost, the property related cost, as well as the government fee, it comes to approximately 324,000 euros. As I mentioned before, there are 3 renewals. So usually, so basically, once you apply and once you get the Golden Resident Visa card for the full family, you will initially get it for 1 year. So there is a renewal at the end of the first year, there is a renewal at the end of the 3rd year, and there is a renewal at the end of the 5th year. So all the 3 renewals, including the total cost, comes to 45,000 euros. After that, there is again a different sort of cost, which is after issuance of permit, which includes tax returns processing fee of approximately 3,000 euros. This is typically for a family of 4, I'm talking about. Citizenship application, which is 1,000 euros. Considering annual tax, which is approximately 0.3% of the property value, it comes to approximately 7,500 euros. And there is a management fee of the building, which is 3,500 euros. A total of 15,000 euros. So in altogether 6 years, your expense, if you look at the bottom of the screen, it comes to approximately 384,000 euros. Now, if I go back, the total cost 6 years, typically for a family of 4, like I mentioned, is 384,000 euros, wherein the investment to be returned after 6 years, which is 280,000 euros, which I mentioned, you put 280 and you get 280 completely back after 6 years. On the 7th year, you would get it back. And the total funds earned from the program, which means again, the return on investment, which is 4% every year, up to 4% every year for 5 years. If we calculate that, it comes to total of 56,000 euros that you again get back. So if I add up 280 and 56,000 euros, your net cost for the program for 6 years for the full family, typically for a family of 4, I repeat, would be 48,498 euros, which comes to approximately 12,124 euros per person in the application. Okay, so now what I would do is, regarding the program specific information or regarding the project specific information, I would request my colleague, Mr. Nawaz, to take it over, and he will give you all the details. Hi, Nawaz, can you hear me?
Nawaz, we can't hear you. I think you need to unmute your microphone.
Thank you so much, Kushan, and good evening, everyone.
Yeah.
So, I'm Nawaz. I'm working for a WWICS group of companies in Dubai. So today I'm going to present you the property option, the project which is approved by the government for Golden Visa program. So as my colleague Mr. Kushan said regarding the different project, like say there are three different kind of investment approved by the government. That is 280,000, 350,000, and 500,000. Just to repeat here that the property of 280,000 should be at least 30 years old, and it should be outside of city area. So we would be discussing about the 280 project. So we have different kind of projects or properties available, like say 280 or 350 or 500,000. To be specific, like in 280,000, we also have different options. So whereas in one of the property is like where you invest and you get the residency and you get the guaranteed rental income that is 4% approximately. Now in this 280 options, we have two categories. Whereas if you invest this amount, you will get rental rental income in advance. The other option that we have, whereas you do rental income, whereas you get 4% guaranteed rental income on yearly basis. Plus, you have an added advantage to with buyback option. So you don't have to go in the market and search for any purchase property. So the property that I'm talking about is here you can see on the screen is which is approved by the for Golden Visa program is Royal S. Paulo Resort Villa and Spa, which is located in Lisbon, which is 1.5 hours ride from Lisbon. Whereas you get 4% guaranteed rental income here with easy and flexible exit strategy. That means you can you don't have to go outside for to search for a purchaser. We have the buyback guarantee options. 5 years full 5 years for permanent residency and citizenship for naturalization. So once you're investing, your property or your investment has to be there for full 5 years and 100% after 6 years. So after 6 years, we are giving you the whole 280,000 plus you're getting the return as well on a yearly basis. 7 days of free accommodation each year. So where as Mr. Kusan has like say, one has to stay at least 7 days each year to qualify for PR or the passport. So you have an option here offered from our developer that you can go and stay 7 days each year in your property itself. It's a great location and fantastic hotel concept. Basically, it's a luxury resort, a heritage site, which has to be developed. Well, these are some facts about the Portugal, which already discussed by Mr. Kushan, that Portugal is a member of EU and Schengen area, and the main revenue is coming from tourism. It's a modern industrial and agriculture country, one of the Europe's most developed road networks. It has 6 airports, complete railway network, and 10 main ports for the communication. More than 300 higher education institutions and universities, and public hospitals and health centers provide a very good and free medical services. The golden resident permit benefits, as I don't need to go into the details, Mr. already discussed about that. You get free medical, free education, and the benefits you can get all across Europe. The project itself, it's a luxury resort and is an iconic building that once it was a monastery. The investment basically is to rehabilitate this monastery, which was built in 1590, and transform it into a luxury resort and spa. It will have 75 suites and a spa, and outdoor and indoor pool, and 2 stylish restaurants, gardens, and 4 villas in this resort. So the location of this project is in Lisboa, which is, I already discussed, that 1.5 hours drive from Lisbon. So the name of this project would be Royal S. Paulo Resort Villa and Spa. It is 1.5 hours drive from Lisbon and airport, and 20 minutes from drive from Evora, which is ancient and Roman city, you can say, very ancient city and touristic place. 30 minutes from Badajoz, which is near to Spain, or you can say in Spain, and Estremoz, Evora Monte are the areas nearby, and 20 minutes from Alhueva, which is the biggest artificial lake in Europe. That is, the area is around 250,000 kilometers. 30 minutes to Campo Mairo, where is located the winery made by Cesar Vieira. Cesar Vieira is a very famous architect. He designed a winery in very old times, and that is also like 30 minutes far away from that locations. What to do around that? You have there 4 museums in the site nearby. Visiting Evora, which is an ancient city. Then wine experience, you can taste the best wines in Portugal. You have golfs there, you have horse rides, balloon flights, water skiing, boating, and trekking and bicycling. So it's a very happening place and very good as for the touristic purpose. So the investment plan. The investment qualifies for the Portuguese Golden Residency Program, that is Golden Visa Program. The total investment amount on this project will be 21 millions and will be divided into 75 fractions of 280 each. That means 75 families can accommodate or can fund, can buy the shares under this project. So 75 investors will be the co-owner of the property, including the condo area, the common area, the restaurant, and the spa. 7 days of free accommodation each year, as I told you before, that you can go and stay 7 days with your family there. Owner certificate will be issued to each investors. You will be owner, and a share of that property will be under your name. The 75 fraction can be sold back individually at any time. That means that if anyone wants to back out, they can sell their property at any time. But as you know, like, there is a commitment of your investment of 5 years, so you have to keep your investment till 5 years if you want to go for passport and all. So guaranteed of 4%, guaranteed up to 4% starting from the first full year of the hotel operation. So once the operation is constructed and it is operational, after that you would be getting a guaranteed 4% return on your ROI, that is a return on your investment. So after 6 years, the 100% return of funds invested are guaranteed. That means after 6 years, once your application is submitted for the citizenship and it is approved and you can take back your money, and that is guaranteed. Banks will buy back. You don't have to go and search for the purchaser outside in the market. So profit will be retained in the funds to guarantee the return of the investment. So other than this 280,000, you will not be shared with any profit except this 4%. So all the profit is incurred is for the developers and all. Qualifies for the government incentives, like you qualify for, there are some incentive like IMT and IMI taxes. That is, these are the taxes if a heritage site or ancient site which is approved for the touristic purpose, so government waived off those kind of taxes, so you qualify for that. Portugal 2020 fund support from the EU. So this is basically reviving the economy. Portugal 2020 is a revival of economy with the help of EU support. So this project comes under that. Then IMT and IMI taxes exemption. The exit plan. It is very clear, the exit plan, that is, you will get 4% of guaranteed rental income from the first year of operation of the hotel. And then after that, you have an option, even after 2 years or 3 years or 4 years or 5 years, you can exit at any time point of time. So after 2 years, if you're exiting, you will get 50% of the total funds will be returned, and after 3 years, like by 60%, 70%, and after 6 years, you'll get the full amount of 280,000 in return of your investment. So this is all about the project which we discussed about the Royal Espalo Resort and Villa and Spa. Now we are open for the question and answer session. If you have any questions, any queries, you can, of course, ask now. Any queries, any questions, you can unmute yourself and you can ask any questions if you have.
Okay, Nawaz, let's take up a question which was raised in the question section one by one, and then we will also wait for the participants to unmute themselves. So the question asked by Muhammad Imran Akhtar, if I'm pronouncing his name correct, how much investment needed in real estate or government? So that this is what we briefed in the presentation. I will hand over to Kushan to explain you on this question. Kushan. Kushan, over to you. How much investment needed in real estate or government? If you can give reply to this question asked by Mr. Muhammad Imran Akhtar.
So the real estate investment is 280,000 euros, or 350,000 euros, or 500,000 euros.
So practically, these are the investment options available for the investment which leads to golden resident visa. Now over to Samir for further taking up the question from the question answer session. Or you can take up the question from the question section itself.
Hi, could I ask a question, please? My name is Tokir.
Sure. Go ahead, Mr. Toki.
Right. So I thank you for the presentation. It was quite insightful. My question really is with regards to one word that I heard quite often was guarantee, right? So my question is, in terms of assurance of getting your money back, getting the immigration, who is this guarantor? Is this the government of Portugal itself, or is this process is a parallel process whereby you invest with an individual, like a private entity, and as a result of it, you go through the immigration, but both are not linked with each other?
A very good question, actually, Mr. Tokir, if I'm pronouncing the name right. So coming to the first part from the question, which is if this program is a government program or not. Actually, the program called the Golden Visa Residency is announced by the government, and they are the only who decide what type of investment that you got. For example, if we're talking about this program particularly, so we are talking about property. Okay, they are putting the investment only in property. So if we are coming to the second part from the question, which is what is a guarantee for the money to come back, we always call the property programs, we always call it guaranteed money, as it is a solid asset. It's not like an active business where you are investing and you are involving with a risk of losing the money or the business out or whatever. But we are talking here about a solid asset where after 5 years you can easily liquidate the property, as the type of property that you are buying, it's in a touristic destination. That's what we are guaranteeing for you, that we are dealing with developers for more than 5 to 6 years. So we are guaranteeing you that hiring. I hope that I'm audible now. Okay, so that's why professionals to choose for you the property, okay, where you can get a guaranteed annual return. This is the second part, to easily be able to sell it back. So this is, I hope that I answered your question, Mr. Tawqi.
Let me add as well.
Sure, you did.
Mr. Tawqi, question further to your answer, Samir. Sorry, my video is not on. There's some technical issue in video. I'm Waqar Karim, as Vice President of WWICS Group. Further to the question of Mr. Tawqi, yes, this is a government program, but the investment and the visas are two separate processes, two separate entities. So the investment does not go to the government, but investment goes to the private real estate projects or private real estate assets. But any project or any asset where you're investing needs to be approved by the government for getting foreign investors money to qualify for the golden resident visa. So we as a company, organization, have brought this program where we are providing the whole legal services for getting your immigration or typically golden resident visa application. And we have also bringing the projects where you want to invest and choose and go ahead. In that structure of investment, apart from 500 or 350 or 280 investment, we have a project wherein you have buyback option. So we are giving a guarantee, the developer is giving a guarantee of buying back with a guaranteed rental income.
Sure. So I've just got two follow-up questions. One with regards to the solid asset and being the ability to be able to purchase or buy back. Obviously, generally, if you invest in a real estate, there is an appreciation to the property value. At the same time, there is a depreciation as well. In this context, what I understood, we as an investor are exempted from it because our commitment is on a particular agreement, and thereby whether the property appreciates or depreciates, our capital investment is safe. Is this understanding correct?
You are absolutely right. If a buyback option is there, that means you are getting 280 as it is.
Fine.
With a fixed rental income per annum.
Perfect. Now the second question I have is, has there been any instances since you've been running this program whereby a clean investor absolutely ticks all the boxes, have been denied for whatsoever reason, immigration status or visa or anything else, which is and if the answer to this is yes, then how do you handle it, and where does the investor stand on this?
No, we do not have any such instances where the case has been rejected, because the program requirement is very straightforward. Your funding and investment and source of funds should be legal, and your background should be, any investor's background should be clear. And what we do whenever we take up any application, the first step we do is to run a due diligence on your profile and ascertain that you have the funds and its source of income. Once it is sure, then only we proceed further. We ask you to pay any other fee, including the legal fee.
Okay, thank you very much for the clarification. Sorry, I'm taking much of your time. The last question from my side is since it is it's a picked program or a selected program in terms of who to invest with, is this the only project or development you have in the 280 category, or there are different properties that one can choose from?
Over to Samir.
Okay, Mr. Tankir, actually, of course, there are some projects, but the 280 are very limited, actually. The 280 units especially are very limited. So whenever we are having any demand on 280, so we check first what is there and we recommend, of course, which projects.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
You're welcome. You're welcome, Mr.
Yeah. Hi, this is Idris. Can I have a question, please?
Yeah, sure, Mr. Idris. Go ahead.
Yeah, my question is regarding this contract between, guarantee what you are talking about. Eventually, it will be between two parties, and I understand one of them is developer. Now, the conditions of those contracts, there is always some risks, and there is always some, if you read through the lines, then those 4% investment, 4% return also will be probably subject to certain conditions. Nobody will guarantee that no matter what, you will get the 4%. And if you read the language, there will be some clarification around that should that happen, then I'm sorry, we cannot give you that, or what that happens. So is there a detail available? Because that's very important. If you don't have that, then I don't know, it will not be possible for us to evaluate.
Yeah, it's a good question, actually, Mr. Idris. Let me put it in that way. Of course, there will be an agreement between you and the developer. And in this agreement, there are a lot of terms and conditions, of course. We always, in the beginning, we show you you go through it. And if you have any comments, we can check it if we can be changed. But actually, these type of services, it's always, what you call it, a common clauses or a common conditions will be always there in any type of this type of agreements. So it's a normal, like if we are talking about revenue or returns specifically, it will be the same condition in any other agreement, as it is, they are managing your property. So of course, it will be shown what is exactly there from risks, what they can bear and what you can bear. Will be very open in the agreement. So where you can just go through it and we can check it.
Can we have somehow access to this, or should we come to visit you to see that, so that we understand 280,000 euro? For people, most of the people, maybe a lot of money. And so it's a lot of savings that we are putting into it. So we have to make sure that we understand each and everything that could go wrong.
Sure. Of course. Actually, we always say that this is not a small amount to invest. Of course, you have to be wise and you have to check it clearly, and you have to go with someone who's really having a long track. And what I can assure you, Mr. Idris, that our testimonials are the biggest in the whole market. As we are based here from 26 years, we are running this business from the day one that they operated it in 2012. So our successful actually. So what we can do, of course, we can let you go through it, but just visit us first. We can have a discussion, give you a clear clarification for all of. And of course, for the agreement, you can go through it, the service agreement first, and the subscription agreement with the developer. We can let you see it, of course, from the beginning. This is not an issue.
Thank you.
I would like to add here, Mr. Idris and Samir Bahar. We as an organization is a firm based in UAE with 5 offices, apart from offices in Qatar, Kuwait, Oman, Nairobi, Canada, and similar number of offices in Indian region. We are not a broker, we are not a developer, we represent our client. So we find the investment options suitable to the client perspective. these are some of the samples shown here in the presentation within the time limitation, as we have many multiple options as well. So rest assured, we are going to provide you the details where you should be ready and convinced with your investment options and proceed accordingly.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
So any other question?
Before the other gentleman ask, I request Muhammad Imran Akhtar, if you can unmute yourself and speak, because I can see there are multiple questions asked by you. If you can speak directly, that's great. Otherwise, I can repeat from the question. Muhammad Imran Akhtar, if you can unmute yourself. Okay, let me read question asked by Mr. Akhtar. So is there any taxes in Portugal? Yes, there are taxes on income. If you're referring to property tax, that is also there. And if you look into the illustration given by Kushan, he has accordingly given illustration that in next 6 years, what could be taxes on your income, rental income, as well as he has also mentioned what could be taxes on your property, which is a part of your total cost, minus your total investment and the rental income which you will have, and the balance. That will give you a better idea. Post presentation, we are going to send these presentation on your email so you can have a look, as well as the video link of this presentation. The second question asked by Muhammad Imran Akhtar is UK included to travel? Yes and no. If you have citizenship, which will take 5 years, then the passport of Portugal allows you to travel more than 160 countries on arrival or visa free. So countries and territories, which include UK as well. But on this golden resident visa, no, automatically you can't visit UK. But if you want to apply for a visits visa for UK, that would not be an issue because you are golden resident visa holder. And you are also asking your 4 family members, mothers, sisters, and yourself, can we get a residency for all of us with the 280? There is a possibility. You need to discuss individually with our team member or experts, or any one of you. You can see all of them are here on the screen. Naveed from Sharjah, Binjil from Dubai, Nawaz from Dubai, and Samir from Dubai, as well as Kushan based in Abu Dhabi. So whoever has been in touch with you, you can get in touch and would be able to guide you to proceed for your application based on your family structure. I think Mr. Hatham has also asked. I request Mr. Hatham, if you can unmute yourself and ask question, that would be great. Okay, I can't see he can unmute himself.
Yes. Hi.
Yes,
Hi.
yes, you are there. Great.
I'm unmuted now. Do you hear me all?
Yes. Yes, we can hear you.
Okay. Just want to thank you for your very nice presentation. Actually, I've been looking into this program for some time, and one of the main questions that I haven't got a clear reply on it is, now I understand that you apply after 5 years when you get your visa, then you can apply for permanent residency or apply for the passport. So my question is that, have any previous investors actually got the passport?
Mr. Hatham, we are going to share with you the regulation of the passport first, which says how you could qualify after 5 years, as we already stated. The copy of regulation. Second, yes, the second part of the question, whether someone has got it, we'll send you a reference as well, a detailed information which was shared and came in the media as well. That will give you and assure you possible.
Okay, because I've been speaking to different companies like your company. Some of them said yes, or one of them only. Then the others said no. Some of the big firms that are well known online, They said no, until now, no investor has actually got his passport through this, program. So that's the main question that I need to clarify, because if I go for this program, then the ultimate goal is to get the passport at the end of the 5 or 6 or 7 years. So yeah, that's the only question I have.
I would like to add here, the regulation is absolutely clear. So we, as a company, organization, facilitator, guide, or a law firm, go with what the law says about it. Further to it, I also understand this program is not as old as the Canadian immigration program typically. There's a reason some of the people or the companies which are involved in this process are doubtful. So companies which has been doing this program from the date it started, we can provide you the details, as I said. So there's no problem.
So yeah, so I understand that, yes, you have previous investors who have actually got their passports.
There are applications, and we'll send you the communication and the news as well for the same.
Okay, so please, once we clarify this, then maybe we can look into other details, especially as one of the other participants was asking. I mean, yeah, the program looks nice. I mean, the project that you're offering is good, but after 6 years, you have a guarantee, buyback of 100%. But what is the guarantee that this guarantee will actually happen?
That's a very good question and important. So we are not endorsing any specific project and guaranteeing about that project. But as a facilitator, once we advise you any project, we check basis on following. So if you're talking about exit policy and you want to be absolutely assured, you look into first, what is the asset value of the project? Is there any independent third-party valuation? Second, you look into whether the property has bank financing. Third, you look into who are the project developers and what are the guarantees, insurance, and the bonds signed with them to make sure this project will be developed, even if there are no investors coming. Once we look into all these things, there are many aspects of it. Then only we choose such project and advise you that you should go and look for it. Moreover, after 6 years, you're open to sell your unit yourself. It is not mandatory on you.
Well, this is a tricky question. I mean, let me interrupt here. It's a tricky question. I mean, I've been seeing many of my friends and relatives. Some of them went for Caribbean passports and they got the investment, option, and they paid XYZ amount. But after a couple of years, when you come and try to sell your property, which was worth maybe like $500,000, you get shocked that you only get maybe 68% of that amount when you come and sell it in reality. So this is one of the things that an investor will always look at. I mean, the evaluation of the property. Am I buying on the correct price? Is this property inflated? The price is inflated or not? So I don't know. I mean, does your company actually look at?
You have 2-3 questions. Yeah. Let me add into it. You have 3 questions, a very genuine, very important question. First of all, I would like to add the holistic view. If you're talking about the Caribbean investment is not a real estate investment. It is a share unit investment in a project approved by the government. You can't buy a home and qualify for the citizenship. Whereas in Portugal, you can. Second, the unit investment in any hotel project, whether park here, this and that in Caribbean, you are putting your money and you will sell it after 5 years to a new investors who wants to take citizenship. In Portugal, it is not. It's a touristic destination. Anyone, I can buy this property if I like it. I am a Portuguese citizen. Third, in Portugal, once you purchase a property and you apply for the Portugal resident visa, which is golden resident visa, municipality does its own independent valuation to check the same thing which you said. It should not be over-evaluated. So that's the reason this check and balances are there, because you are purchasing a property, physical one, a unit. In an apartment, if you're purchasing property, you are purchasing your own apartment, a 1-bedroom or 2-bedroom, plus the common areas where there's parking and everything. So it's a proper valuation, and then only the government approves your visa. So it's totally two different things for us Caribbean. Further to it, to secure you, there is a buyback option with 280. So that further assures that whatever happens, you get 280 after 6 years.
So the buyback, you're saying, the buyback option, that's what secures you. That's what you're saying.
Further, as such, is not mandatory. We have majority of investors, in Portugal, who have taken their own independent properties. They are happy because it's a touristic destination. And as per the property market rate and the appreciation is one of the best in Europe, as far as Portugal is concerned. It's logical to own a property, give it to any management company to manage it, and then enjoy selling it after 5 years, say 6 years, or continue keeping it, understanding the appreciation of the property which is happening in Portugal.
Okay, that's quite solid information. I think if you send me all the information about people who've already got their passports, then we can look further into this and see how we can proceed. One more final question: can I include like my father and mother in my application?
It is possible, based on their profile. We need to look into it. That's a part of our due diligence, which we do. Let's say you want to apply, we require passport copies of all of them, and we'll run a due diligence and we'll advise you.
Okay, so thank you very much. I'll be waiting for your information, and then we'll see how we can proceed, inshallah.
Thank you, sir. Okay, any other question, please? We'll take last two queries. If any one of you are having any question, you can raise, or you can type in the question session if you can't unmute yourself. Great. Over to Sami to conclude.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Mr. Wakar. Thank you, all of you. Actually, it was a very good question and answer session. I would like also to thank Mr. Hatem for the solid questions, actually. So, as I mentioned in the beginning, if there is any other question or another details you want to clarify it, please contact the business manager that you are in touch with, and maybe by tomorrow morning, the presentation, the full presentation will be shared with all of us. So you will have a full information again on the whole programs that we spoke about. Once again, on behalf of WWICS Group, I would like to thank all of you again for sparing your time and joining our webinar. We are based, as Mr. Wakar mentioned, we are in Dubai in 4 branches. GLT branch, which is I'm in, and Ms. Binjal and Mr. Naveed in Sharjah, Kushan in Abu Dhabi. Also, as we mentioned, we are based also in Qatar, Kuwait, Bahrain, Nairobi, North Africa as well, Canada. So please just get in touch with your nearest branch. And again, and for the last time, thank you so much. Thank you so much. You can log out if you'd like to.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you very much. Have a good day.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.